Hi everyone, I'm Xenia Chen and I'm the founder of Threads. We are a hosiery and intimates brand based out of Canada, and welcome to our first ever episode of Office Hours. So you're probably wondering, what is Office Hours? Why are you starting this? What motivated you? Let me provide some context. So if you guys have been part of our community for a while now, you know that we love to ask you what type of content you want to see, what products you want to see next. We love getting feedback from you. And time again, you guys always say you love Q&A, you love seeing the behind the scenes of building the brand and all that stuff. And to be honest, we love sharing that. So some of you might know we've had this series called Friday AMAs on our Instagram for a few years now, and I love doing it. I always look forward to it, but I will admit sometimes I do find it a little bit limiting doing all my answers in like a little 9x16 Instagram story. Sometimes you guys ask me such great questions that require a little bit more of a fleshed out answer. So things like, what do you think are the hosiery trends for this year? Or what do you think about men wearing tights? Or, do you think new tights are totally out forever? I can't possibly really even begin to unpack some of those answers in a little small Instagram slide. So I'm really hoping that this will be a good opportunity for us to provide a more enhanced AMA to really unpack certain topics and be able to go a little bit deeper, which is always fun. So if you have a question you want to ask, please don't hesitate to fill out the little form in the comments below. And every week I'll select a few, I'll answer them. And yeah, I think it'll be really fun. So let's get started. We're going to do 2 questions this week to get started, and let's go. First question, let's go. So this question comes from John from Pennsylvania, and he asks, I wear tights for compression. I love yours. Is there any chance you can make men's tights with heavier compression? So I love this question because it allows me to talk a little bit about our compression tights, which I actually think, this is a big statement, but I think they are the most underrated product that we have. Hear me out. This is kind of going to be a long answer, but I guess this is the point of doing office hours, so I can give you these long answers. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the compression tights first, and then we'll get to John's question. So number one thing, I think the biggest misconception about compression tights is that they are either for older people or they're for people with pre-existing health conditions like varicose veins or, swelling or anything like that. So in reality, most people can probably use a little bit of compression, a product with light compression. So let me talk about the compression tights and give you an overview. I'm going to put on my science hat for a second here. So basically the blood in our body travels from head to toe all day long. However, the blood in our feet and lower legs often have to work really hard against gravity to push the blood back up to the top of our bodies. And usually towards the end of the day, or if you're older, this becomes harder and harder, and you'll find a lot of the blood sort of like pooling in your lower body, which leads to swelling and discomfort. Actually, this is why you'll see a lot of pregnant women complain about the swelling in their feet, especially at the end of the day, because they're pumping so much more blood throughout their bodies than the average person. I felt this 2 years ago when I was pregnant, and let me tell you, it was not fun, very uncomfortable. So what compression tights do, they're designed to put graduated therapeutic pressure on your calves and your legs in order to promote enhanced blood circulation in your body. So what does that mean? They essentially help put pressure on the veins and arteries in your legs, which helps the veins push the blood back up to the heart. So if you're someone who sits at a computer all day, me, you can really benefit from this. Or if you're someone who's on their feet all day. So if you're working a job where you're walking a lot or you're standing a lot, this is also very helpful for you. People who work in aviation, like pilots or flight attendants, are also a perfect candidate for compression tights. Or if you're pregnant, as I mentioned, or even if you work out a lot. So a lot of our customers actually, they'll work like a desk job, but they'll go for a workout in the morning. And sometimes they'll even wear compression workout socks during that workout. But I actually think something you can do to really double up your recovery efforts is when you're getting changed, you throw on a pair of, compression knee highs or tights, and that actually helps you recover faster throughout the day. So I love just like the multitasking function of compression tights and socks. So anyway, back to John's question. The compression products generally come in grades of millimeters of mercury. So you'll see mmHg, that's the measure of compression. So that'll indicate the pressure or the compression that the socks provide, very similar to actually how they measure blood pressure. And the range is usually between 8 and 50 millimeters of mercury. So anything 20 millimeters of mercury and up, that's considered medical grade. Threads products are 15 and under. So our light compression range, the range we state is 8 to 15 millimeters of mercury. If you are wanting something 20 millimeters of mercury and up, you usually would go to a doctor or a healthcare professional. They'd write you a prescription. A lot of the times you can actually get this covered under insurance. So that's kind of, the measurements that you use. You also want to look for graduated compression, which means the compression is greatest at the ankle and kind of eases up as you move up along the leg. This just makes everything more comfortable. If you get something that has compression all over, it's going to be really tight and uncomfortable and you're not going to want to wear it, which defeats the entire purpose of the product. At the moment, we are not considering making anything stronger than what we have, which again is 8 to 15 millimeters of mercury. This is mostly because we just need an additional medical license to make any products that are 20 and up. These products also require a lot of expertise, expertise that takes years to obtain. And I actually think there are a lot of really great brands out there that do provide that, medical grade product. So I would really look out for those. Or, if you're going to your doctor and you're talking to them about, needing like a 30 millimeters of mercury product, they can probably recommend some great brands that specialize like in that range. I do understand that a lot of the higher compression products are not the most aesthetically pleasing, which is kind of disappointing, but I'm really hoping that can change in the future. That's actually like one of my favorite parts about our Threads compression products is that they literally just look like normal tights, except for they have that little bit of, that added wellness benefit. So again, like love multitasking. Oh, another thing about our compression tights is they're actually like a little bit thicker due to the compression. So they're a little bit more durable. They are a little bit tighter to put on at first, which is, the whole point of compression. So if you are someone who's a little bit more rough with your tights and you want something a little bit more durable, compression is definitely the way to go because they literally are so strong. Yeah, definitely look into that if you're someone who is a little bit more rough with your tights. So thank you so much, John, for that question. I hope it answered it. And I'm, sorry that we can't be making medical grade products now, but never say never. Okay, next up, we have a question from Lucille from Canada, and she asks, what is so special about your contour shorts? So this is great timing because we just last week got a fresh restock of our contour lift shorts just in time for spring and summer, right around the corner, wedding season, all the events. So I'm very excited to talk about our contour lift shorts. So let me give you a little bit of a backstory on how they came to be. So we launched Threads in 2018, and when we launched one pair of tights, and it was the sheer contour tights. 20 denier tights with this control top called a contour control top. At the time, I was like a very big fan of control tops. I was working at a job where I was wearing tights basically every day, and I wanted like the perfect control top, like something that was shaping and hugging, but not constrictive, not tight, something that I could wear like literally the whole day and not be dying to take off at the end of the day. So that's kind of like a little bit of a backstory on the first pair of tights that we launched. So when we launched it, people loved this control top so much that for the next few years, we got hundreds of emails asking, can we just make this control top into a pair of shorts? We had a few women who were just like cutting off the legs, just making them into basically a pair of shorts after they were done with the tights. So anyway, after receiving so many emails, we started to work on it. And this is kind of how the contour lift shorts were born. So they have the contouring that everyone loves. But then, as you know, whenever we design a new product and bring a new product to market, we like to go out and ask you, what are your current pain points of the products that are on the market? What features would you put in your, I guess, dream pair of shaping shorts? So, we collected all those responses, and the contour lift shorts is what we came up with. So, of course, I'm going to walk you through some of those features in addition to the gentle targeted compression bands that we already have in our contour control top and our tights. So, number one, people didn't want something where it was so tight that they couldn't breathe. So, there's a lot of shapewear out there, and there's for sure like varying degrees of shaping, but when you want something that's so shaping but it's so uncomfortable, like that isn't ideal, right? Because you want to wear something that makes you feel good and that makes you not want to just be looking forward to the end of the day or the end of the night where you're ripping them off. So our shorts are meant to make you look great, but they're also super comfortable. They're very soft. The material, like I can't describe it, but it's buttery. Like that's the word that people keep saying to us of how it feels. It's so buttery soft and so smooth. It feels great when you're wearing it all day. Secondly, people hated when their shapewear shorts would roll down when they bend over. So annoying, happened to me. Nothing worse than, wearing a pair of shapewear and then every time you bend down, you have this like fruit roll up situation that you have to kind of roll back up, like through your dress or through whatever you're wearing. So what we did to fix this is we included 2 flexible pieces of boning in the waistband. So basically, like every time you bend down, it's flexible enough to bend with you, but then when you bend back up, the boning keeps the waist straight up. It's such a small fix, but really makes a big difference. So when you're wearing our shorts, you're not going to be pulling them up every time you bend down. People love this feature. It's also super high-waisted, which is what most people want in a shapewear short. I will say this though. So if you are looking for a product to completely change the shape of your waist and the way that you look, this is probably not the product for you. These were designed with comfort first. And of course, it's like shaping, snatching, but everything we design with comfort in mind. So these are designed to be comfortable, and just like with any of our other products, we want you essentially to feel like a better version of yourself in them. So that's pretty much it about our shorts. We would love for you to give them a try. There's so many times I think the word shapewear is synonymous with, discomfort, and I just feel like that doesn't really have to be the case. Again, we really didn't set out to make shapewear. I think this product just really came about organically because you guys, our community, kept asking us, like, can you make this control top into a pair of shorts? So that's what we did. So I love them. I wear them a lot in the summer. Even sometimes now that I have a toddler, like I'll just be wearing them like under a dress because, I don't know like at what point I'm going to be like bending down with her, squatting down, and it kind of works as like a nice pair of safety shorts. And they're so comfortable that I literally like I don't feel like I'm wearing them. I just feel like I'm wearing a pair of shorts. So I love them. Definitely a favorite product of mine in the summer, and I would love for you to give them a try. And if you have, let me know what you think. Love hearing feedback and all that stuff. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in to our first ever episode of Office Hours. If you liked it or you didn't, please let us know in the comments or by sending us a quick email. Again, if you have a question that you want me to answer, I would love to do it. Just write your question either in the comments or in the question submission link down in the comments below. That was the first episode, so it's only up from here. Questions can be about anything, products, styling, behind the scenes, about me. Again, thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for all your support. We love our community so much, and have a great week. I'll see you next time.